Okay.
All right, we're gonna get to the meeting in a few more minutes. It's a little parched. I'm gonna try to figure it out, get them started, y'all. Y'all settled in? Did y'all have a good time last week with the magician? Yeah. Wasn't he amazing?
Remember that song, My Baby Must Be a Magician? He sure got the magic.
Yes, definitely. He really had it. I saw it.
Yeah.
What's wrong, baby? Yep, I work at the hospital. I work at Eskenazi. I knew your face. I told you that last week, I think. Yep, your beautiful face. Did y'all catch that magician had that sock on his other foot last week? That was funny. Everybody was like, what happened? Yeah, it was that sock. He did a good job. I saw him. He came to our show on Sunday, and he was still raving about y'all, how he had a good time with y'all. So I was happy. We're going to continue to bring y'all entertainment again at 1 o'clock or 1:30 on Wednesdays and Fridays. I got a variety of people going. This Friday, I'm going to have an R&B singer. She is amazing, y'all. She is amazing. Her name is Nika Harrison, so I'm going to bring her in here at 1 o'clock on Friday. Y'all ready for that?
Yeah.
She's going to blow it off the roof, y'all, because she is amazing. She blows, and she got them horns, y'all. And she is going to give y'all a show. Miss Andrea, can you bring this water so we can get started? Andrea, I'm so sorry. And I'm really big on that because nobody ever says that needs right. Okay, y'all ready? We're going to give it up. We're going to start giving it up. Y'all ready to have a good time?
Yeah.
Y'all ready to laugh?
Yeah.
Y'all got y'all pins tight?
Yeah.
We're going to start giving it up right now for my brother in comedy, y'all. He has mentored me for 15 years. He has given it to me 100 authentic. This man has been on Comic View. Y'all remember that? He has been on Jeff's Comedy Jam. Y'all remember that? He has worked with some of the biggest artists. He has been in the game a very long time, y'all, and he's still out here giving it to us. Very funny, funnier than ever. Y'all give it up to my brother in comedy, Robert Sweaty Hands Day.
How y'all doing?
All right.
All right. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Robert Sweaty Hands Day. And people ask me stupid questions all the time, like, why you call yourself Sweaty Hands? Like, I couldn't think of no other name for myself. So I asked them, why do you call big people biggie? Why do they call short people shorty? They call me Sweaty Hands, guess what? Sweaty. My hands sweat. Then they asked me another stupid question. Why your hands sweat? I said, I don't know why my hands sweat. When you walk up on people cross-eyed and ask them, why your eyes crossed? It's just a stupid question to be asking somebody. Now, I'm going to say the first people to ask me to tell them some jokes without cuss words in it, because I was Cat Williams, Eddie Murphy, all that. God working on me.
Okay.
All right.
He ain't done yet, but he's working on me. So the first people to ask me to tell them some jokes without cuss words was a Jehovah's Witness. And me and my buddies went over there to tell some jokes at the house of Jehovah's Witness. We went over there. My two buddies together went up there 5 minutes. They couldn't do it without cussing. And so now, you know, they staring at me kind of like y'all staring at me right now. And I said, oh, don't worry about it. I'm not going to cuss. I said, I already struck a deal with the head man. I said, I promise not to cuss. Y'all promise not to knock on my door next week.
All right.
I said, that is annoying. Knock, knock, knock. You want to read a book? Knock, knock, knock. You want to read a book? I said, you like it? I come over your place next week. Knock, knock, knock. You want to hear a joke? Knock, knock, knock. You want to hear a joke? I said, don't stop me. So the next people to ask me to tell them some jokes about the cuss words in was the Christians. I love the Christians. Because the Christians ain't never did nothing wrong. Everything they have bad in it.
So at church, we're doing a comedy show at work.
Show you right.
And they'll tell you, the devil showed me his business.
Yes, he is.
So one Sunday, I didn't go to church. And the lady from my church called me up and Parker said, I said, yeah, Miss Parker. I didn't see you in church this Sunday. I said, no, Miss Parker. Wasn't nobody in church this Sunday. The devil showed his business. No, Miss Parker, the devil was business. I didn't want to come to church. I knew last week I wasn't coming to church. And the first Sunday, I was baptizing people. The football game was on. Y'all been singing and hugging. I didn't want to come to church. I said, I will be there next week with my tithes and all. Right. Next week, Miss Parker didn't come to church. She called me on the phone, said, Robert, I got up this morning to praise my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I went downstairs in my car, and I had 2 flat tires. The devil sure is busy. I said, you're a lie. The devil ain't never drove their car. 50,000-mile tires. You got 5 years, you ain't balanced, you ain't rotating, you air them up, they bald headed, wires hanging out, you been hitting the curb. That's your fault, you couldn't go to church. Don't be blaming that stuff on the devil. Take credit for your own stuff. Rapid applause. How many people live in the old school? Clap. Woo! Everybody should be clapping. Some of y'all old school and don't remember that you are old school, so let me remind you. If you used to burn trash in your backyard, that's old school.
That's old school.
If you took the bottle to the grocery store to get some change, you from the old school. If you opened up a can and threw away the lid, you from the old school. If you ever washed your clothes and pinched your fingers between them two rollers, you from the old school.
BBB in the chat if y'all can hear, okay?
Yeah, buddy.
Old school. I see some women here still ain't laughing. If you ever laid a comb in a fire and ran it through your head, you from the old school. If you burnt yourself with some burnt yourself and tried to cover some Royal Crown with some Vaseline, you old school and you ghetto. If you ever got your ears pierced with a needle and thread, you from the old school. Give it up for the old school. I'm arguing with these kids today about old school and new school. I ain't no new school. Everything I got, y'all throw from the old school. So we argue about what is the best between an album and the CD. And I said the album. Album was better, right? Because the album was a multi-purpose tool. So once you played the album that got scratched, it was a frisbee. Right? Yeah. Then you took the album cover, you put it up on the wall, it was a poster. When it fell down off the wall, it was a dustpan. When you got hot, it was a fan. And somebody already done told they been there, somebody that rolled some weed up on there. Give it up for the old school. Because once you play a CD and you scratch it, it ain't nothing but a coffee coaster. It's over. Any grandparents in here clap?
Yeah.
Love the grandkids, don't you? You can't stand your own kids. You love your grandkids.
Can't stand your kids.
I love being a grandparent. I'm taking, no, they didn't grow up like we did, y'all. All they do is stay in the room doing this all day. And then you ask them to go to the mailbox, I can't breathe. My asthma is excellent. So they're allergic to outside. So I told my grandkids, I said, hey, we're going to go get some exercise. I'm taking y'all to the park. Come on, let's go. So I take them to the park. Y'all, I drove right past the park. They're like, Pa, there go the park. I said, where? We ran. If you old, y'all know we can spot our park a mile away. Cause the sliding board was 6 foot 1,000. Solid sheet metal. You came down on a hot 90-degree day, you burnt yourself, skipped yourself, and when you got to the bottom of that sliding board, it was mud, rocks, glass, dope needles, winos, crackheads. You just kept on playing. It didn't stop you from playing. I think it was fun and build character. You would be sitting up there and you going up, you look at that slide, you're like, I bet you won't go up there. Like, I bet I will. I bet you won't go up there. And you know you scared, but you ain't gonna be no punk. Like, I ain't scared to go up there. And then you start praying, Lord, please rain. Thunderstorm, lightning, something. I wanna go up there. But then you go up there and you come down, like, oh, it wasn't that bad. Well, I got my grandkids, I'm taking them to the park. Now the slide board is this big. Yeah. Made out of plastic. Yeah. With rubber at the bottom. I said, this ain't no fun. So I put my granddaughter on the swing and I'm pushing the swing and the swing go click, 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 click. I said, what's wrong with the swing? Child safety. Our swing used to go from here to here. From here to here. We jump out to 3 feet and stun the landing.
Yep.
Nope, not no more. So now I said, well, come on, let's go get on the merry-go-round.
Yeah.
They done took the merry-go-round out because it's too dangerous. I remember, I used to spin that mother like I was on Wheel of Fortune. I'm up there spinning like, come on. They like, slow it down. Like, nope, jump on and land over there. I'm spinning some more. Cause I'm trying to buy a valve. Come on, we spinning that mug. No, they replaced that with a rocking horse. I said, I wouldn't go to the park either. That ain't no fun. So I said, well, come on. Y'all go get your bike. We still gonna get some exercise. Y'all ain't getting out of this because they done messed the park up. And I said, come on. So we go get the bikes. And now they staring at me again, kind of like y'all staring at me right now. And I said, what's wrong? They said, Paul, are you gonna get your helmet? Helmet? I said, no, baby, because when I grew up, if you rode a bike and you wore a helmet, something was wrong with you. I said, but you go get your helmet. And they did. They went and got the helmet, they mount, the shoulder pad, they cleat, the knee pad, they on a 3-wheel tricycle. Y'all don't need it because y'all gonna be top heavy with all that stuff on. But yeah, their grandkids, they just like my kids, they like roaches, they don't come out till you got company. You ain't seen them all day, they been doing this, but let you get a knock at the door, here they come. Can I have some water? Will you turn the light on? Like, where were you at a minute ago? Well, I had Danny's, a couple of my comedian friends come over, and we gonna write some jokes, just hang out and stuff. My grandson that came down and embarrassed me in front of all my friends. He's 5 years old, lost his first tooth. So he came in like, Pow, I lost my first tooth. I said, go brush your teeth, boy. You look like Dracula with all that blood running out your mouth. So he went, brushed his teeth, he came back. I'm old school, like all of y'all are. You know what I told him? The tooth fairy. I said, hey, if you take your tooth, put it underneath the pillow, the tooth fairy brings some money. He said, I don't want no money. What you mean you don't want no money? That's the problem. These kids, y'all know the value of a dollar. I said, boy, what you gonna do with your tooth? He said, I'm gonna take my tooth and I'm gonna put it in the bathroom right next to your teeth. I had to pray for that one, y'all. I don't know. We gonna get wrong. He get on my nerve. He gonna get somebody hurt in my house. Me and him coming down the stairs one day, he's like, Paul, I hear somebody. I pulled out my watch and get behind me, boy, there might be a burglar in here. So we sitting there, and I'm scanning the room. He said, I don't hear it no more. I said, all right, let's go. I started walking. He said, there you go again. I said, boy, that's my knee. I'm about to get somebody shot. A black don't crack, but it popped like a mug. I remember when I got my first pain, I was in the bathroom brushing my teeth. I'm in the bathroom brushing my teeth, and I was like, ah! I just started screaming. So the kids got like, Daddy, what's wrong? What's wrong? I said, somebody stabbed me. They said, somebody stabbed you? You ain't bleeding. I mean, I'm telling you, somebody stabbed me. Y'all ain't getting one of them pains just out of nowhere. Yeah, y'all doing better than me then, because I was getting them. I'm sitting there, one day I'm sitting in my car. I'm sitting in my car. And my kids come out and say, Daddy, why are you sitting in the car? I said, because my legs won't move. You ever have you sitting there, you got to pick your leg up and move it yourself? And I love to hear singers talk about, why y'all be saying I'm still in my right mind? I ain't met nobody left that was in their left mind. You met anybody that was in their left mind? And I'm still in my right mind. I'm like, well, who's in the left mind? I don't know nobody in there. Y'all know anybody in the left mind? I don't need. My mom used to say that all the time. But yeah, that was the good old days. It's just different now with these kids. They all they do is watch TikTok and YouTube, all this stuff. We grew up on cartoons. We didn't grow up on that stuff. And we was fun. And one thing we didn't do, we didn't share old people and young people never shared the same space. You had never known an old person business. Not that these days, TikTok, mom and dad, they all in the kid video, dancing. Kids know all they did is go to school, tell the teacher everything. Yeah, they do. Now, our parents say, none of your business, get in the house. If they in the house, gossiping, playing cards, smoking weed, whatever, you was outside playing. If they outside playing spades, pitching horseshoes, gossiping, smoking weed, you in the house watching cartoons. We ain't never mixed the same thing. So I made a mistake when I had to go sign a comedy contract. So I took my grandkids over to my mama's house, thinking they gonna have a good time. I said, Mom, I'll be right back. Watch your great grandkids be gone for an hour. Gone for an hour, I came back, everybody in the house hated each other. I said, how it going? Y'all with Big Mama's house? We ready time. She ain't got no Facebook, no internet, no YouTube. He said, and then we kept tripping over them steps. So my mama's disabled. She ain't got no steps. Cause my mama still got the old, big old phone books. Yeah. They was over there tripping over my mama's phone book. They said, and her TV broke. I said, her TV ain't broke. I bought that TV last month for her birthday. Everything she was watching was great. My mama watching Gunsmoke, I Love Lucy. Yeah, they ain't never seen no black and white TV. So I go and I talk to my mom. I said, Mama,
I'm here.
You got the great
Y'all get to enjoy the comedy show. All right?
They stupid. I said, Mom, you come.
You want to see me eat? Watch the video I just did before this.
They kept asking me, Facebook,
From Australia.
YouTube and stuff. I ain't got none of that stuff over here. See, they kept walking up to my 8x10 pictures talking about, broke.
Hey, Sonya.
Broke. Broke. I said, Mama, them kids ain't never seen no 8x10 picture. Every picture they seen was in their phone. I said, they thought that was a tablet. Now I got to explain to my mama what a tablet is. I'm like, you know what, you stay in your generation and you stay in your generation. We're not going to mix them two generations together. We done with that. But it's been a pleasure kicking you. I'll give yourself a round of applause. But I hope to make it to y'all age. A lot of people dying young. Yeah, so y'all made it here, you know, y'all survived, ride with no helmets, no seat belts, back in the pickup truck, cigarettes, smoke. There's everything that we had going on back then that they ain't got to do today. Y'all survivors, give yourself a round of applause.
Yeah, we survived.
That being said, I'm going to end with this joke. Well, I'm going to tell you a couple more jokes. I have to tell you about the church. I know some of y'all go to church. Y'all go to church? Yeah. I go to church. Y'all know the process of that. When you go to church, you go visit different churches and you find a church that you like and you doing. Well, I was visiting different churches and a lot of them I ain't like. So I went up there and people was getting mad at me because I speak my mind, so I ain't like it. They're like, what you mean? I said, I ain't like your church. I said, why you ain't like my church? I said, your pastor wasn't preaching. All he was doing was playing Simon Says. What you mean? He's like, everybody stand up. Everybody turn to your neighbor. Everybody come down to the altar. Everybody clap. One hop this time. Let's put that stomp. Say, hands on your knees, hands on your knees. You know, he made that, they play that at the club. I did it. And I'm going there and I'm sitting there and I'm visiting. And this one girl said, well, come to my church, Bob. You don't like my church. But I was going to these different churches and it was just crazy, the stuff that I was seeing there. I'm like, wow, this is different. Because if you old school, church ain't like it is today. You know, you grew up on one of those storefront churches when the church was so small, the front door and the back door was on the same hinges. You stick your key in there, you stabbed all the church members. That's how small the church was. Church was, you know, it was small, it was always hot, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You ain't want no air conditioning. You go in there and you sitting in there and the pastor's up there preaching. It's burning up hot. Then nobody get fans but old people. Yeah. So you sitting there as a little kid, you felt like a Hershey's Kiss. And then you was like, I'm gonna go to sleep. I said, I'm gonna go to sleep. And they were like, get up. Don't be going to sleep in church. Start pinching. Get up, get up. Then they wake you up and they give you a treat. A peppermint. Like you ain't already hot enough. They gonna give you a peppermint. They ain't got no Jolly Ranchers, no Now Ladies. And I said, nah, I ain't coming back. This is just too much. It's too hot in here. And this man is in here screaming, God said! Man, he's scared. Now I look at church now, they in football stadiums with Megatron TVs whispering. I say Joe Osteen in the whisper, good morning, church. I was just telling Victoria it's gonna be a lovely day today. I'm like, why are you whispering, man? You in a football field. Start screaming and hollering. Yeah, so you can tell stories, so tell y'all a couple more jokes before I get out of here. This is about a father and son, and the young man got his license. He was 16. Another thing they don't do today, they just Uber everywhere. We was happy to get our license, get our independence. We wasn't waiting on nobody else to come pick us up. So the boy asked his dad, he said, I'm 16, I got my license. He said, can I drive the car? Dad said, yeah, if you do your homework, get your chores done, get a haircut, I'll let you drive the car. So dad come home, and he said, the boy said, Dad, can I drive the car? He said, He said, did you do your homework? He said, I did my homework. Got your chores done? He said, got my chores done. He said, you didn't get no haircut. He said, well, I thought about that. Everybody in the Bible had long hair. He said, Jesus had long hair. Moses had long hair. You know the story of Samson? Daddy said, yep. And they walked everywhere they went. True story. So I'm gonna end it with this. Is my mom. My mama died in 2018, and this was her favorite joke. So I try to tell this joke every time I get on stage because she loved this joke. But this is about an old couple that wanted to have a baby, and they got these laws now. You cannot discriminate against anybody for any reason. So this old couple, they was about 100 years old, and they went to the doctor and said they want to have a baby. The doctor looked at them like they was crazy, but he couldn't discriminate against them. He said, well, you take this cup. Take it back there. Put a sample in this cup. I'll tell you whether or not y'all can have a baby. So they gone for an hour. They come back and they get a doctor the cup. And so the doctor looked at me and said, what happened? So the man said, well, doc, I tried it with my left hand and I tried it with my right hand. He said, she tried it with her left hand and she tried it with her right hand. She tried it with her teeth in and she tried it with her teeth out. He said, we was back there a whole hour, man. We couldn't get the lid off that cup. My name is Robert Sweaty Anthony. Thank y'all. Y'all been awesome.
All right, all right.
Y'all keep it going for Robert Sweaty Hands Day. Okay, y'all, we got a lot more entertainment for y'all. Y'all give it up for yourselves for coming and participating. Did y'all enjoy that? Okay, next time we're going to bring, this Friday, I have an R&B artist. Again, her name is Nika Harris. I see the signs are already posted. So y'all look forward to seeing Nika. Y'all ready to have a good time? I'm going to bring y'all a variety of entertainment every week. Y'all got different people coming. Sometimes comedians, sometimes artists, dancers, singers, poets, all of that, y'all. So we're going to be in here having a good time during the week, okay? Okay, y'all give it up for yourselves one more time. Give it up for Miss Andrea and LaToya for having us in Quality of Life. Y'all have a good afternoon, okay, y'all? And Miss Amy will see y'all next week, okay?
Bye.
Hopefully y'all enjoyed the show. See y'all later. Peace.